Hello, everyone. Today I'm talking about red flags that he's not the one, and specifically red flags that could mean that a man is dangerous to be around. So the first red flag is his phone has inappropriate pictures, and not just his phone, but social media, like his Instagram or Facebook. If it's full of lust or the women are showing everything, that's a sign that his heart, his spirit, and his mind is not clean. In Psalm chapter 51, verse 10, the King James Version, it says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." That's a Bible verse that you can also pray into your life and his. So a phone is more private, but when you think of social media, even if your account is set as private, other people who you are connected with can still see what you are associated with on your social media. So if a man has all types of connections or friends or inappropriate pictures showing up on his timeline, on his profile page, why is he comfortable being associated with some of those things for everyone to see? And if he says, you know, those images are old or I forgot it was there, I'm not concerned with it, well, that is a major red flag right there. Because when a person is growing, when God is changing a person's life, they will care about their outside appearance. So if a man is not even concerned with cleaning up his social media, that is a sign of carelessness. He has to clean up his life. And remember, you can always pray from a distance or completely, cut them off. And also, what comes with social media is like things from the past tend to pop up. So the second red flag is his bad past is lingering around. So, like drama or woman from his past popping up out of nowhere, or women in general. Why aren't they blocked in his phone? Why is he giving access to them? Now, as far as like drama, he could have enemies coming after him, especially if he had a past like street life, or if he's still involved in the streets somehow. And back to social media, like if he's not willing to delete his account and make a new account, well, the pain and embarrassment can enter your life just because of what he's associated with. And if you need clarity, just have a conversation, but don't let his words override your common sense. For instance, if you ended up seeing an inappropriate picture in his phone and he said the picture is so old he forgot about it, well, one, how old was it in his phone? And that's another sign that he just needs to clean up his life. Like something like that shouldn't be forgotten in the phone. Another red flag is he does not respect your boundaries, and especially your physical boundaries. You told him you wanted to wait until marriage, yet he keeps trying to have sex with you. That is a red flag. Like, get away from him. Distance yourself. It shows that he has a lack of self-control. And if you just met him and you have not had that conversation with him yet, well, why is he already trying to enter you? That's irresponsible. He's full of lust and lacks self-control. Also, if he gambles, that means he's impulsive. So if a man is lustful, careless, irresponsible, impulsive, those are all qualities that he could potentially rape you. That is what happened to me. Another red flag is his mother controls his life. So you cannot control what other people do, but we can control how we respond. So if his mother tries to control his life and he allows it, that is a sign that he will not defend you, and she most likely will disrespect you one day. Because women like that, mothers like that who control their sons, they tend to be jealous and will label you as the other woman. And if y'all end up having kids, how she feels about you, she will feel about your kids because your kids come from your body. So how will he respond? Will he protect you? Those are all things to think about. Another red flag is he has a court case he is dealing with right now. Find out what's going on. You can pray from a distance, see what God does about his case, but keep your distance. No alone time, especially like spending the night. And even if you have compassion for him, that's okay, but don't become his victim. Do your best to try not to get attached to him. Some men, they have intentions to baby trap before they go to jail, even if it's by force. Even if they had to force themselves, they will baby trap. That is what happened to me. A man raped me, impregnated me before he went to jail for something that happened before I even knew him. And also, don't allow yourself to be used sexually before he goes to jail. That's not what God wants for you. You do not want evil spirits to attach to you by engaging in sexual activity with anyone because he's not your husband. So another red flag is he does not have any real plans for you. Do not confuse consistent communication with commitment. He calls every day, he sees you every day, but what are his plans? If his circumstances are preventing him from, having serious plans for you, such as him thinking he's about to go to jail soon, well, distance yourself and let him work those circumstances out. If he's getting his life together, encourage him, pray for him, but do not spend too much time with him, especially a man who is dealing with a court case and could spend some time in jail soon. Is he trying to mark his territory before he leaves? Is he constantly taking pictures of y'all, posting it on the internet? Is he trying to have sex with you all the time, although you made yourself clear that you do not want to? The last red flag is his close friends have troubling lives. Based on the types of friends he has, he can easily get pulled into drama or even deadly situations. You don't want to be around when the drama happens. You don't want to be around when the crime happens. And you may say, well, he doesn't do anything bad when he's around me, but do you want to be his babysitter? A good man is a man that you can have peace with when you're with him and when you're away from him. And as a woman, sometimes we want to help a man who's dealing with a lot of troubling circumstances. But just know that God can be everywhere. Our prayers are very effective. So, for example, there was this one man I was acquainted with years ago before I met the man who ended up forcing himself upon me. But this specific man, I knew of him from high school, but we never actually knew each other. Within a few days of us getting acquainted with each other, he opened up to me that he and his friends were planning to rob somebody the next morning. And I didn't know who these friends were, who he was talking about. But I was encouraging him to not go along with it. And, God can make something happen for him and God can change his life. I was letting him know anything can happen. You don't want to end up in jail. Just trying to get him to not do that crime. Before it was time for me to go to sleep, I prayed for him. And it was something like, God, please intervene heavily in his life. I made a prayer to prevent him from participating in the robbery and asking God to intervene. The next day, I found out that his friends got caught and were arrested for the robbery. He wasn't there because he overslept. He told one of his friends I was his guardian angel. And of course, I'm definitely not an angel. I'm human. But for a man who wasn't even sure if he believed in God, that meant a lot to me that he said that. So that meant his faith increased. And my faith increased too because I saw the power of prayer firsthand. You see, it's not just about how you feel or your emotions. Souls need to be saved. So if there's a man who's dealing with troubling circumstances, pray for him. Do not get caught up. Do not become his victim. Just pray for him. The main message is, if a man is showing all these red flags that I mentioned, distance yourself greatly. No spending the night. No long sits in his car or your car. No driving him around. And if you need to have some important conversations with him, you know, you can do that outdoors or over the phone, or you can have those conversations where other people you trust are around you, but the two of you have enough space where you can still have a private conversation. I will encourage you to spend quality time alone with God. So pay attention to what a man's fruit is. Pay attention to a man's heart. If he curses, especially if he uses vulgar curse words like the F word, what he watches on the internet, the company he keeps, his actions, he's dealing with a court case. All of that means something. In Matthew chapter 7, verses 18 through 20, it says, "A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them." Watch his fruit. Thank you. That's all.